What's going on, everyone? Thanks for tuning in to episode 2 of the Powerplay Hour. I'm here with these fine, feathered friends of mine named Chris and Adam. Guys, how are you doing today?
Much more fun that you made me count you down 7 times.
You're welcome. I'm glad I did. I like to be a general inconvenience in your life. That's my actual only goal.
That has been the summation of our friendship for the past 10, 11 years.
Every time I ask Adam this, how many years have I taken off your life? And you say,
I should be dead by now.
exactly. Yeah, we are back. It is episode 2 of our rebrand. Or is it 1 technically, Chris? Because what was it?
No, this is 2.
It's 2. Because 1 was a trivia show.
I'm not counting the trivia episode we've recorded. Okay. I don't count that in the.
It's from the future.
In the season counts. We've done 1 other episode that's like sitting back and talking hockey.
All right, awesome. Well, welcome to episode 2. Lots going on this week in the NHL. There are a multitude of coaches either on the hot seat or fired. R.I.P. DJ Smith. Lots of stuff going on in the standings. Some general discourse around the Penguins. I know we have, and maybe some trade targets. We're getting close. And let's play a little game called "Are They Actually Legit or Are They Actually Shit?" And that'll be later on in the show.
Love it.
So yeah, let's start with the coaching carousel in Ottawa. DJ Smith now gone. See you later. Bye bye. What do we think? Right call? Not right call?
Find a poop emoji.
I think it's a case very similar to what happened in Edmonton, where I don't really think that the coaching was the problem, but everyone is so kind of pissed off that they have to do something, and the easiest thing to do is fire a coach and just get a new face in there. They got to do something, and I think I heard it where it's like, okay, if you see a new coach come in and they don't really do anything, you really got to mess around with your room as a GM. So it's just their next stepping stone. I don't think DJ Smith was necessarily the problem. He was just the first one gone to try to fix it.
Yeah, I haven't watched enough Senators hockey to know what's for sure going on. But bottom of the league, at least bottom of the conference, I imagine that, you're getting a lot of social pressure to change something, and you're a brand new owner. So for all I know, Michael Landauer is going in and talking specifically to the GM about making changes to make his investment worth it, especially after everything they've already lost earlier this season. If you look at it from an owner's perspective, the money they're out and everything. So I think it's just an unfortunate situation for DJ Smith, because I'm not familiar enough with how they've been playing to say if it's absolutely his coaching or it is an Edmonton thing where the players just ain't playing hockey.
Yeah, I'll have to kind of agree. I mean, it was... But here's the thing is, the time to fire DJ Smith was probably like 4 weeks ago when they had a chance. I believe I just saw a stat. They had like a 41% chance to make the playoffs about a month ago. They're down to 9% now. I mean, if you were going to do this, just do it. Give the guy a chance to, get a new team. I mean, I listened to 32 Thoughts today, and they even talked about how like the reporters really didn't even have any questions to ask just because everyone saw the writing on the wall. I mean, you can't ask the same question, why are you guys bad, 100 times. It just becomes old hat at that point,
It was kind of like with the Steelers. The best time to fire Matt Canada was during the offseason. Every other time is a worse time to do it.
I'd love to have an off-camera discourse
with you. You can't wait until you're in the basement of a standing to be like, I think we should make some change. If you see the signs coming, read them and make those changes,
I'd love to have an off-camera discourse with you about what the next step is for Pittsburgh, because legitimately it's just a befuddling situation to be in. Preposterous.
I wonder if we're on the same page at this point.
All right, let's just on 3. What is the number 1 biggest fix the Steelers can do? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Fire Tomlin. All right, so we are on the same page.
Yeah, Adam, as someone who's not a Steelers fan, I've seen it from other NFL fans where they're just like, Mike Tomlin will be picked up by another team in a minute. Okay. Take him.
Okay, go take him. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want him anymore.
Listen, listen, we could delve into it a little bit, right? Because it's Pittsburgh centric. We're Pittsburgh guys, right?
It's also a coaching thing. And before you guys say your piece, I heard a really good thing on both like the Steve Dangle podcast, 32 Thoughts, I think said it relatively recently, and NHL Network Radio even said it. It's like, it seems like anymore coaches, especially in the NHL, they have like a 3 to 5 year shelf life where it just out of nowhere, the things that they say just doesn't have as much staying power with the players anymore. So if you ever see a coach who is able to withstand a lot longer, and you start seeing the coaches like for Pittsburgh, Sullivan
We'll
starting
get
to
to
get
that.
there.
We're gonna get
Yeah,
there.
I know we're gonna get there. A little bit of tease in there, but and you got the guys in the league who've been there for so long, and it's like you can't really see them anywhere else. But you see the team start going. Like you saw, who was it? Craig Berube, who just got
Yeah.
axed from St. Louis, and he won them their cup. I would say the coach who has the longest tenure right now is what, John Cooper in Tampa Bay,
It's John Cooper, yeah.
and Jared Bednar in Colorado.
Mike Sullivan's up there, actually, if you can believe it. He's like
it's
number
still
3, I
up
think.
there too
Yeah.
because he won what? Did he win both of the cups in Pittsburgh?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
came in, what was that, December 15 or early 16? And then, won
he's
both of
the,
their cups.
I think he might be the longest tenure head coach in the NHL right now.
No, John Cooper's
yeah,
ahead
I'm
of him
pretty
by
sure
a
it is
couple
John
months.
When did Cooper go in?
2014.
Okay. Yeah, and
so if
then
anything, Sullivan's probably the
Jared
second
Bednar
longest.
then Bednar was I think 16. He was the head coach on that god awful 47-point Avalanche team.
Yeah.
I remember calling for his head like that day. Like he's awful but he
Yeah, but it
grew
was
into
his
the
first
role.
season. It was his first season. That whole team was brutal.
Yeah.
Their leading scorer was what was left of Jerome McGinley.
No, before we get too much more into coaches, I wanted to make sure I got something out that I've been saying for the last couple weeks, and I know I said it on Twitter. I know I said it to my family and friends that will listen. But Adam, you might know this reference. Chris, I don't know. From watching Game Grumps, Aaron's sequelitis, when he talks about Skyward Sword and how it just expects to be a good game because it's a Zelda game. That's how I see a lot of these Pittsburgh teams right now. Players come to these teams and they expect to be winners because you're joining the Pittsburgh team.
Yep.
And I think it's applicable to both the Steelers and Penguins right now. Players come to these teams, they don't put in the effort because they're like, I'm on Pittsburgh. I'm just going to coast to a championship. And now we've got these teams that should be champions and aren't because these players come in and give lackluster effort because, I'm new. You're not gonna win like that. So
I get it.
On one hand, that can come down to coaching. On another hand, I don't know how to tell a coach to break that mentality.
It's on the coach to know that.
Get a different coach.
Exactly.
Get a different coach.
If you can't get, let's just call it what it is, laziness out of the locker room, it's on you. Look, I think Tomlin's a phenomenal coach. I think Tomlin will probably, by the time it's all said and done, he's a young guy, probably a Hall of Fame coach. He's got the track record of winning for it. He's just an accumulator, and he's won.
Season.
Exactly. If I hear that one more time, Chris, I'm gonna scream.
The standard is the standard.
I have no doubt that Mike Tomlin could go to like 16 of the 32 teams right now and probably be in the playoffs. However, sometimes that message just runs stale. You just have to get a new message in. Yeah. I don't think we're looking at the second iteration of the killer bees. Like George Pickens is really good. He's got some uber talent. He is not Antonio Brown. Deontay Johnson is good. He's above a league average receiver. He's not the second iteration of. I mean, there's no comparable there, but like you could take the two of them. They're still not Antonio Brown. Najee Harris is a good, above average, serviceable running back. With no offensive line to run behind. That being said, he's nowhere close to prime Le'Veon Bell. We're not looking at the same talent, so you can't have the same talent coordinator. I think at this point you have to have a really good OC and a really good game managing HC. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to get too into the specifics, but I'm looking at a guy like Byron Leftwich or Cliff Kingsbury to be my OC if I'm Pittsburgh. That's just me.
Yeah. As my last little bit on football, I'm not asking for them to fire Tomlin before the end of the season, but
no,
he can't be your coach going into next season, or else mid team.
Either you get rid of Tomlin or you get rid of his cast.
Yeah,
and like, you still get a head coach.
Exactly, and I see people keep banting about like, oh well, you can get X amount of draft picks for T.J. Watt. Yeah, that's great. You know what else you can get for T.J. Watt? T.J. Watt. Yeah. He's young enough where you need to build around him. I'm fine cutting bait with George Pickens if that's what you want to do. I don't want to, but if that's what you want to do, so be it. I like him. I think he's got a future. Deontay Johnson, he can go. I don't like Deontay Johnson. He's been here long enough. Najee Harris, I think he'd do better on a different team. I think he's built more for the West Coast. He's not really And for a guy who's
Najee Harris as a 1-2 running back with Derrick Henry in Tennessee.
God.
here's the funny part about Najee Harris, and I think Adam will agree with me on this. For a guy who played smash mouth football at Alabama and a guy who literally jumps people for a living, like literally hurdles people, he's kind of afraid to get hit at the NFL level now. Like he shies away from a lot of tackles.
I think it's not that he shies away from tackles, and he even did this at Alabama. He tries too hard to break them and make people miss. He's not willing to take the contact and take the yards he's gotten. He's always trying to fight for more, and it hurts him in the long run sometimes. Like I saw it in Alabama all the time. Like the guy he would not run through people. Here's the difference between Najee Harris and Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry, when you hit him, he runs through you. Najee Harris, when you go to hit him, he goes, let me try to go away.
Yeah, it's just kind of funny. He's like, I like Najee Harris a lot. I think he's a good personality, and he's one of the very few people in our locker room who actually seems to give a damn. But on the same token, it's just like it might be stale at this point.
I think he does too much. He tries to do too much.
Even his patience is starting to run out. And I do like Najee. I like having Najee and Warren as a duo because it is a bit more dynamic.
They're solid.
Warren doesn't play the same
just
style.
Out of curiosity, in the very limited Pittsburgh football that I have watched this year, how many more yards would Najee have if he just was willing to lower into a hit and just take the yards? How many more yards would he have on the season?
But then you have games like last game where he doesn't think the game at a high level. Like that's the thing about Najee Harris. It's surprising because
he thinks too much. I think he just overthinks all the time.
You're misinterpreting
he's got it since college.
It's a misinterpretation. No, I think he thinks what he can do. I don't think he thinks about what he can't do. Like the thing that made Le'Veon Bell so good here is that he knew what was going to happen 5 blocks ahead of him. He just waited. Like he could wait and he did wait. Najee Harris sees the play like every other running back. He's just an average thinker. He's an above average physical player where he's got those gifts where he could do that. He could fight for those yards. I don't know. I think
this is a thing that my parents bring up a lot when they watch, but Najee has a tendency to run towards the pile.
Yeah.
And I think he expects blocks to happen that don't happen. And as
fair.
Being an average thinker, you kind of just set your mind to it, and then once you're going, you're like, well, this is where I'm going.
That's not an insult either. Like most of the NFL is average thinkers. It's just, you get those guys who are just special who aren't.
Right.
I also saw, and this is where I'll close my own talking about this so we can move back into hockey. But I saw a really good tweet today, and I know Adam's gonna love this. You've got guys like George Pickens, and you've got Najee Harris, and you've got Mika Fitzpatrick, who come from these programs with fantastic coaches like Nick Saban and whoever Georgia has. Is that Kirby
Smart?
Oh, I'm proud of myself. I'm getting into college football.
He was also an Alabama coach.
There you go.
The Nick Saban coaching tree is hilarious to look up. But anyways, they come for these college teams where they actually have a plan, and then you come to a Matt Canada offense, and you come to a Mike Tomlin offense where he doesn't know how to power run. He just knows how to do little dump offs. So, for lack of a better term, he's going down in terms of skill at the coaching level.
Just think, there was one time in history where Nick Saban was Bill Belichick's defensive coordinator in Cleveland.
I always forget about that. Wasn't Matt Patricia from you guys too, or was he like somebody else?
Matt Patricia.
I don't think Matt Patricia. No,
he was
Matt Patricia's pre-professional.
Yeah, Matt Patricia's not an Alabama product. If he's one of those two products, it's Bill Belichick, but I'm not sure.
He was New England. He was like their OC, I think, or something like that.
There are so many people in the NFL and across college football that are Alabama products and Nick Saban products by proxy, like Brian Dable. Freaking Bill Belichick and Nick Saban are kind of even if you consider it, but Bill Belichick, I guess, is a little higher because Nick Saban was his head coach, I guess. Nick Saban also had freaking God, who else was it? He's like the mentor of like 13 Division I football coaches, head coaches in the NCAA. It's ridiculous. And like 71 players from Alabama suited up for at least a snap in the NFL this year, which is an NFL record for most in a single season from any one college program.
The only thing I ever relate to Nick Saban is, I don't know, so quit asking.
My favorite thing that I found out about him this year, they did an interview with him, like an in-depth look at him and his coaching career. He apparently religiously eats 2 oatmeal cream pies a day for breakfast. And I'm like, this man is like 70 years old and he's down in little Debbie's for breakfast. How has
I didn't know I had so much. I didn't know I had so much in common with Nick Saban. I'm also built like a 70-year-old man, and I also eat oatmeal cream pies every morning. All right, back to hockey.
Yeah.
So let's get into. I was gonna say JF Berube. What a throwback, Craig Berube. I think that's his son. I don't know, but yeah, St. Louis Blues give the old axe to Craig Berube, the only man who ever brought them a cup, and Jordan Kyrou, which we can get into after this. But what are your thoughts on the Craig Berube firing?
St. Louis is a mid team, and they're trying to make something out of themselves. I
It's
said
called the
it before
Midwest
the
because it's
season.
mid.
Yeah, I said it in the season previews. I can't talk right now. I keep stuttering. I apologize. But anyway, I said at the season preview that St. Louis is a team that doesn't know what they want to be and they don't want to find out. And they're starting to find out what they are, and they are scared what they see in the mirror, and they decided to cut out Berube. That's it. I mean, I don't think Berube is a bad coach. I think he's a phenomenal coach. He won a Stanley Cup. Any coach who wins a Stanley Cup is fantastic. At
Right.
least at some point in their career, they were fantastic.
Yeah,
But the like we just got done talking about it, his time had come. Nothing else was really clicking. He wasn't really meshing with the younger talents in St. Louis, and St. Louis does not want to be done. They want to have a coach who will try to come in and turn around a little bit and see if they can be buyers at the deadline instead of sellers.
yeah. I mean, I
Which is an
don't
choice.
have too much of an opinion on it because I think St. Louis is performing where I expected them to perform.
Yeah,
Meeting
they're
expectations.
mid. They are mid, and they refuse to admit that that was, probably where they would. They, in their minds, they're probably still a top 3 or top 2 team in the Central Division, but they're really not. And they can sneak into the playoffs as a wild card, in my opinion, and still give somebody a fight. I have no disrespect for the St. Louis Blues, even though I'm an Avalanche fan and they're like their main rival. They're aging, they're losing their veteran presence, and their young guns can't do it on their own. It's as simple as that. You don't have much of futures in St. Louis right now because they were so good for so
Well-
long. You have a couple diamonds in the rough who are developing, but they're not even that young anymore. Like, how old's Jordan Kyrou? He's not
26.
young.
And
Yeah.
here's the thing too. What makes every good team good, right? It's their identity. Like when you talk about, like we just talked about the Steelers. Chris, what's the Steelers' identity been since the beginning of time?
I mean, run the football, blitz.
Smash mouth too, right? Like
Yeah.
exactly, like physical. What's the Flyers' identity always been? The Broad Street Blues, right? The St. Louis Blues, bro. The Blues Brothers, the Blues Brews Brothers from the '70s. I mean, they literally were the reason. If you go back and look at hockey, I heard Elliot Friedman say this a couple of weeks ago. The Blues were the reason the Broad Street Blues existed because they were tired of getting pushed around by the Blues. So they don't have that identity anymore. They lost Petrangelo, who's a big rugged defenseman. They don't have Jay Bowmeister anymore. They don't have Ryan Reeves anymore. They don't have X and Y and Z.
They're not David Perron.
Exactly. They don't have those guys who are willing to fight. Like you have guys like, and I like Jordan Kyrou, but you have this guy who, like, I didn't disagree with what he said. I think it's fine to say that. Like, basically, no comment. He's not our coach anymore. I have no problem with that. He didn't like the coach. It's fine. But then he goes out and gets upset about it, and then like, I don't know. It seems like the Blues are lacking what made them them, and that starts with one person and one person only. That's Doug Armstrong.
Yeah, Doug Armstrong, I think, is refusing to pull the trigger because he sees some gas in the tank, which they do have, but they don't have the weapons to do it.
Their goaltending's a mess too. Like that's just
This team should not be made or broken whether or not Jordan Binnington remembers how to play goalie and not remembering how to punch somebody in the face after a play.
yeah. It's just yeah.
Like if he focused more on hitting a puck away from the net instead of hitting Nazem Kadri with a water bottle,
You'd be doing a lot better.
maybe
there,
they'd win some games. Yeah. I have zero respect for Jordan Binnington. I really don't. I wish his pillow be warm every night and his blankets be soggy.
That's a tough one from
Ooh.
Adam over here. That's a tough one.
Soggy blankets.
Yep.
Hate to see
Soggy blankets and warm pillow.
All right, so let's move on to probably the most uncomfortable coaching conversation we're gonna have today.
Even
What-
more uncomfortable than a warm and soggy blanket.
More uncomfortable than stepping on a Lego, a wet Lego.
That's just painful.
Um, Why is the Lego wet, Adam? We're gonna talk
I
about this,
don't need to know that.
Chris. So I want to ask you first because we're gonna do this again. What is the answer, and is it firing Mike Sullivan? So on the count of 3, ready? 1, 2, 3.
it.
No.
Fire Todd Reardon.
Oh, okay. So we're kind of in agreement. Todd Reardon's got to go. I don't think it's time to fire Sully yet. Do you?
I don't think so, just because he's slow in making the decisions that he should be making, but he's at least still making them. Like, I don't know what pressure there was last year. I can suspect what pressure there was last year to continue playing Jeff Carter when he was clearly bad. I can suspect there was pressure from your GM, who clearly had a close relationship with Jeff Carter. This year, it took him a while, but he did eventually bench Carter. And I think that did have an impact on Carter just based off of, I mean, he's been more productive since he came back than he was for most of last year. He's still Jeff
Right.
Carter. But right now he's only playing because other players are injured. You know, I would like to believe that once our roster is back to being healthy, Jeff Carter's not in there anymore. But making some of the changes with defensive pairings, I haven't watched enough tonight to see how this Graves Carlson pairing is working out. We've seen the Pedersen Letang pairing before, and it's not bad. It covers some of Letang's weaknesses, and it's a nice compliment. But for the past couple of years, Pedersen's been questionable. Pedersen's been a lot better this year, so he kind of deserved that bump up. Really, what's been the most disturbing for me with Mike Sullivan is he hasn't been able to get the young guys to engage. And that was a big thing of his when he first started here, from what I've been told, is that he got the youngsters going because he knew them.
Well, that's the thing, right? He doesn't know them anymore. I mean, with Sullivan, I think his message is running stale. Yes, but do you really need to fire him right now? There's a very good chance that this is, and I think a lot of people.
Rationale tells you no, you don't need to fire him right now. Superstition tells you yes.
There's a lot of people like, I know Steve Dangle, Jeff Merrick, any number of talking heads have basically said that Kyle Dubas might do a one-off here. Say, oh look, we tried, we couldn't make the playoffs, or we didn't get very far. We gotta take it this step by step, break it down, get a new team going. If you're gonna do that anyways, and I think Kyle Dubas thinks hockey one step ahead of most other GMs. There's no point in firing him. Let him go, see what he can do. Sullivan's done this before. Give him a chance. He's earned a chance. I don't think his message is stale that bad yet. We've always seen Crosby and Malkin, Letang do what they want in spurts, but when they have to do what they have to do, they do it. I think Carlson's no different. You've got a very offensive team. Like, these guys are not going to be known for their defense, so let him see if he can coax that offense out, and if at the end of the year it's bad, get rid of him. But you're going to be paying him probably by firing him anyways now. And if you bring in an interim coach, why you're going to do that and possibly have to get rid of them too? I mean, who's waiting in the wings for him?
Right.
Who's the assistant coach? Todd Reardon? We're trusting Todd Reardon to be the guy here?
No.
If you've seen the power play? I mean, and unless Jason Spetz is ready to suit up down
Have you
there
seen the
and go
Washington's,
coach.
Have you seen the Capitals since they won their cup? No.
Exactly. So I say, like, and I'm probably going to, listen, if you follow me on social media, I'm probably going to call for Sullivan's head at some point this season. I'm probably going to call for him to be fired multiple times because I think it's getting to that point. But at the end of the day, what I say now is what matters. I think you just let him go to the end of the season. Unless it gets drastically bad, then you get rid of him. But I think at this point, see what Crosby and Coe can do when they get healthy. We're only at 30 games in. We still have more than half the season to go. Just let them run to the sunset. See what happens.
I was going to say, looking at the standings, it's hard for me to set a threshold that you consider firing Sullivan at, because they are 7th in the Metro, 4 points behind New Jersey in 6th, and only 4 points ahead of Columbus for 8th.
Mm-hmm.
And then as far as the Eastern Conference goes, they're 13th, tied with
Yep.
Buffalo, 4 ahead of Columbus, 7 ahead of Ottawa. So they're not far from the bottom of the conference either. And at this point, I was really, really glad to see them get the back-to-back 4 points, because that really kept them in a tight race for a wild card spot. It wasn't really a tight race for the top 3, but it kept them in a tight race for the wild card spot, where it was like a difference of, I don't know, 2 points, maybe 4, between 7th where they were and 4th.
Right.
And at that time, Carolina was still struggling. Washington was struggling. New Jersey's struggling. Like, there are enough teams that are struggling that all you need to do is win do what we know you can do and score. So I was really glad to see them get those 4 points, and then they laid just a goose egg against Toronto. After 3 days off?
Roughly, it was
roughly,
a
they
3
had
day
roughly
break. Yeah.
2 nights, 3 days off. You lay a
Yep.
goose egg, and then you don't play again until tonight. There's so many other games that happened in that time that, like I said, now you're 4 points behind 6th, 5 behind 5th, 6 behind 4th, and 7 behind 3rd.
And yet they're not out of it. That's the worst part. They're not even close to out of it. It's a funny thing about it, isn't it?
Yeah, I know they're not out of it. They've still got a little over 50 games to go, so it's attainable. But I think this team's had more losing streaks than winning streaks. You know,
They have. Yeah, they have.
That doesn't give you faith as a fan that you have 2 good games and you're like, all right, let's do this. So
It's very much experienced Penguin hockey pain.
Yep.
Exactly. I do want to talk about a different kind of pain here, because for us at least we get to see Crosby and Carlson and what's Letang and Malkin every night, but mostly the first 2 guys. Man, Ovechkin, not playing so hot right now. He only has 5 goals. 2 of them are normal. The other 3 are empty netters or something like that. Like, it doesn't really matter if you inverse that. At least more than half of his goals are not normal.
Again, they don't ask how; they only ask how many.
Are we seeing the demise of Ovechkin, or is this just a really bad slump? Are the Capitals just bad and he's got nobody past to him?
Adam, I think I know what you're going to say.
Right now,
it's the demise of the Capitals.
Right? As of right now, it is just the Caps are not so hot. They're like are they in a playoff spot right now? I know they're not too bad as a team.
It's the East Coast. It doesn't matter if they are.
Yeah, but
fifth
anyway. Okay, but anyway, Caps are playing above my expectations for them above this season, but Ovechkin's, I think, just in a slump. It happens.
They actually are. Sorry, they are in the second wild card spot.
Ayo.
They're tied with Detroit, but they must have some kind of advantage. Less games played.
Probably. Okay, I was about to say probably points percentage.
Yeah. So.
He's had some bad luck right now, but I have something that might change his luck here. Chris has a trade to propose. So, I think you're going to see Ovechkin play somewhere else. I do. I really, in my heart of hearts, believe that Ovechkin will go somewhere else. The Caps just got moved. People are not happy with Ted Leonsis. They're going to stop selling tickets because they're going to Virginia, which is stupid. I think Ovi goes somewhere else, and I'll tell you where I think I could see him going. Adam, would you take Ovechkin on your team at this point in his career? Because I've got a trade for you. All right, here. You be Chris Farland. Let me propose a trade to you.
Chris McFarland, here I am.
All right.
Chris,
pretend I'm who the hell's the Capitals GM? It doesn't matter.
Not the guy who wants to move them to Virginia.
Right.
Yeah.
If I came to you and I said, okay, I have this nice Alex Ovechkin. He's a little worn down, a little bit gray in the head, but you can have Ovechkin can run shotgun alongside McKinnon or Rantanen and be your Landeskog replacement, a big physical body who can just put pucks on net and probably score a lot with the right team in front of him. You give me Oscar Olsson and Justus Annunen. Would you do that deal?
For those 2 players, I would, but they would have to retain salary just to save Colorado the cap space, and Colorado would have to give a pick in place. I don't think you would actually see that happen unless Capitals are really going to see that tear down.
Are they that desperate for a goalie though?
I think so. Who do they have in their system?
I mean, Hunter Shepard's not bad for the AHL.
Kemper!
He's 32.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, no, Hunter Shepard's not bad in the AHL. He's been helping the Bears stay as a top team in the AHL from what I've been seeing.
Yeah, he's not like a top prospect though. He's just kind of a guy who's doing well. He's just
he comes up every now and again to the NHL, so I imagine he's like
you might want to have one.
Yeah, I imagine he's their backup that they want to keep around. But yeah, other than that,
I don't see it happening.
Just a floater.
Yeah. If that was somehow the hypothetical trade that was offered to Colorado just for Alex Ovechkin, I would jump on that if I can make the cap work, because Olsson doesn't wow me yet, and Annunen in his limited NHL experience does not wow me yet. And they have Georgiev, who's barely any older than a Noonan anyway.
My favorite new phrase for guys who don't wow you is they don't move the needle. I love that phrase.
They don't move the needle. Yes, I've heard that one a lot recently too.
Oh, he's definitely used that on the podcast before.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, I
Absolutely.
probably have heard it a lot on other podcasts too, because this guy likes to steal stuff from others, and
I
he does it okay.
100% do.
Son of a
100% do.
bitch, the Wild tied it up.
Damn it, Adam.
Oh no! 3-3.
Yeah. 3-3.
Yeah, I just number 10 on the Wild. I don't know who that is.
I don't know the Wild that well enough to even know or care.
They haven't showed his
Dude,
back
they're
yet.
they're Colorado's rival, and I could not tell you half of their roster.
Oh, it's like it looks like letter, like Letter. There might be an I in there somewhere. It was a nice little deflection. It was a nice little deflection.
Deflection.
Under
That's the name of the episode.
Ned's
Deflection.
blocker.
Deflection. Oh yes, Scott Walker. I can't talk either right now.
Oh, it's like Lettieri?
Yeah, you're Lettieri.
Yeah.
All right. Bet.
Oh well.
Man.
That's all I got for hockey news this week. You guys got anything else you want to throw out there?
We talked about other stuff.
I just want to give a shout out to the Edmonton Oilers and McJesus for managing to turn his season around. Let me pull up the stats again.
He's insane, is what he is.
Yeah, I don't know how many games he's played so far, but he has 41 points. That is tied for 5th in the league. Can you guys, without looking it up, name who he's tied with and the 4 people above him?
Who he's tied with point-wise?
Yeah.
Well, above him is Nikita Kucherov.
Number 1's Nikita Kucherov, yeah.
Nathan McKinnon's above of him, and so is JT Miller and Artemi Panarin.
How many points does he have?
41. And yeah, McKinnon's 2nd, Miller's 3rd, Breadman's number 4.
Is he with Pasternak?
What?
Is he tied with Pasta?
Yeah.
Hey,
is there a defenseman on there somewhere?
I know things.
The highest defenseman's Quinn Hughes.
Yeah, and Cale Makar's right behind him, but Makar's been out recently.
I'm going to go with Jack
Quinn
Hughes.
Hughes is tied for 7th. Makar's tied for 9th.
I'm going to go with Jack Hughes tied with him.
Chris, I already got it right. It was Pasta.
You got it right?
Jack Hughes is tied with Makar.
Look at that.
Hey, Sidney Crosby scored.
Right. Hey.
Actually, Quinn Hughes is tied with Elias Pettersson and Mikko Rantanen for number 7th.
God, I hate how the TNT blah, 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 I can't talk.
I picked that up from Pierre
TNT announces Mikko Rantanen. They go, Mikko Rantanen. I'm like, shut up. Like, I promise you don't have to put so much phlegm into the R.
We're going to move on to some trivia. I know Adam had some trivia. We'll do some puckdoku. Is that what we want to do today, gentlemen?
Yeah, sure. We could do a doku.
What's your trivia, Adam?
All right. So here is an NHL all-time goalie records board. I'm going to name a random NHL goalie record, and you're going to tell me who's the goalie that has it. We're going to do it rapid fire because here's the theme.
Oh, God.
There's not a lot of goalies on this list. That's your only hint. So a lot of them are going to be doubles. All right. So who's the NHL wins leader?
Brodeur.
Yep, it's Brodeur. How about the games played in a career record?
Brodeur.
Also Brodeur.
Oh, I thought it was long.
Now, Chris Luntz, who is the shutouts leader.
Why do I want to say Hasek?
It's Brodeur.
Why?
It's Brodeur.
This is ridiculous.
How many 40-win seasons?
9.
Wait, no, it's 8. But who is it?
I don't know. Brodeur.
It's also
a safe
Brodeur
bet at this point.
How about 30-win seasons?
Brodeur.
13.
By proxy?
Yeah, it's Brodeur. How about saves in a career?
Brodeur.
How about points by a goalie?
That's Brodeur.
Incorrect. It's Tom Barrasso. How about goals in a career by a goalie?
Mike Smith.
Boy, that's...
Nope, Brodeur too.
That's crazy. Barrasso has the most points, and not a single one was scored with the Penguins.
Yeah, Tom Barrasso had 48 career points, and Brodeur had 2 goals.
and not a single one scored in 2 back-to-back
Damn.
runs.
That's crazy, brother.
Man, I just saw. I see what you did there. I just saw that stat. And I'm like, that's too funny to not rate it here rapid fire because the entire list minus goals, I mean not goals, minus points by a goalie is Brodor.
I like it. I
Ooh.
respect it. We enjoy that.
You're welcome.
Puckdoku time, I guess. We'll go on to
Are
that.
you guys okay doing today's board?
Yeah,
I haven't looked at it, so let's do it.
I'll pull it up right now.
Sure.
Yep, I'm working on it.
Ooh.
It has a
We
lot
got a
of teams
Penguins board.
that I like.
Okay.
All right, this should be easy.
I'm
Honestly, this
finding
should be
one
easy.
spot immediately.
Is there a train outside my house? What's going on? Sorry, my whole house
You
just
live
shook.
next to
I
next to
do.
railroad tracks, so
Don't
that's not
dox
shocking
me.
to me.
All right.
I live next to a river.
All right, I'm going first.
Yeah, I'm already Doku.
Yes, sir.
2%.
All right. I call next one because I want to get them on the board.
All right,
200 plus goals, 200 plus assists. Give me Milan Hajduk.
There he is. Oh, for the people that are just listening, this board across the top is Penguins, Sabres, 200 plus goals scored career. Along the rows, going down the side is Toronto, New York Rangers, and 200 plus assists career. So the first one I filled in was Penguins, Leafs, Sam Lafferty, and Adam, like you just said, filled in 200 plus goals and assists for career.
So I just got like a
Milan
random ad
Hajduk.
pop up. All right, I'll do the next one. Let me get Penguins 200 plus assists. Okay. There's some reason a gas commercial's playing. Let me get Miroslav Satan. We'll go with the Christmas theme.
Okay.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. We gotta do the infamous.
Spicy pork and broccoli.
Oh, look at me.
Jack Johnson played for New York, didn't he?
I don't think so. I think you're
I don't
thinking
think so.
Columbus.
I thought he had.
Yeah,
I think you're thinking Columbus.
I thought he had a hot little stint.
a
Yeah.
hot little stint.
Johnson played for Columbus, Pittsburgh, Chicago, Colorado, and I'm not sure
Huh. Okay.
if
Yeah,
he played
we'll do
for
spicy
anyone.
pork and broccoli. Nice little 3%.
All right. Trying to get my brain powers activated here, and what do I want to do?
I'm
Wait a
dumped
minute.
on this board right now.
Did Hartman just
I
take a puck
want
to the
New
face
York
and we're getting bonus
Rangers.
for it?
New York Rangers 200 points. Give me Chris Drury.
Nobody wants to touch this Buffalo category. I love it.
1%. Very nice.
All right, I'll do.
Thank you, sir.
I'll stay with the Christmas theme. I'm trying to make it a Christmas theme one. Let's do Leafs 200 goals scored. Let's do Red Kelly
1D or 2.
1.
Okay. Very nice. Trying to think of any other forwards, but forward is the only one that would come to mind.
Oh, I got a guy for Buffalo 200 assists.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Well,
Buffalo
that's your
200
pick
assists.
here.
I'm pulling it out of my ass.
Go for
I got it. Randy Cunningworth.
Randy Cunningworth. I love using him.
Yeah. Cunney Worth.
Nice.
Let's go with the 0-0. I love it.
I'm working on it, boys. I'm working on it.
If I'm not mistaken, didn't Cunningworth also play for Pittsburgh?
He did.
Ah.
Very nice.
All right, let's go with oh, that's a good one. Let's go finish it off. Chad Johnson.
Oh yeah, we just did this.
All right, I'll take that. I will take that gladly.
Hey.
Do you guys want to try the bonus Doku for today? We have a little bit of
What's the
time.
bonus Yoku? I didn't even look at
It's
it.
all fighting.
It's
Hey,
all
Phil Kessel made
fighting.
it.
Yeah, it's fight night at puckdoku. It says fight week.
Also,
Oh
That was
God,
an one.
Adam Drury was brought up
oh
in that category.
Girls, let's do that fighting category. Let's see fight week.
fight week.
Fight week?
Oh my God, it's ew,
You just have to go to play now.
Oh, play now.
that's funny.
Yeah, just reload your site if you have to.
Yeah, reload it.
You might need to actually reload your whole site.
Dude, are you okay?
He is having a moment right now. Okay, go to fight week. There you go.
Oh
All right,
my
go ahead,
God.
Adam. Lead us off.
Listen, I'm 20. I'm
Um,
27, almost 28. I'm getting old.
Colorado and Flyers. Give me Cam Talbot.
I forgot I was the one.
No, I'm not Cam Talbot. It's Max Talbot. I'm stupid. Not the goalie. I want the forward. Maxime Talbot. It might be Maxime. M-I-X. Not M-I. God, I'm stupid tonight. Maxime Talbot. M-A-X.
Now you know how I felt trying to put a website into an address bar.
Yeah.
All right, can I take the next one?
How do these
Go for
newfangled
it.
computers
Let
work?
let me get under 500 games played for the Flyers. Let me get Pittsburgh legend Mark Friedman.
Ah, very nice.
What? Jordan Tutu? What? What are these categories?
I gotta zoom out. Just to
Wait,
fit
Mark
everything.
Freeman did. Oh, wait, I put it in the wrong category because I'm trying to follow along.
There we go.
trying to think of all the famous fighters.
All right. Played in Colorado from 91 to 90. What the hell?
Yeah, Colorado 90 to 91 and
99 2000.
Oh, I don't have my puckdoku boards from the trivia week.
So just any player who played them?
It looks like it.
Yeah.
I would have looked somebody up.
Pick a random player.
I would have looked
Okay,
somebody up for the first round of puckdoku we did in our last
I
trivia
want Yui
episode.
Krupp. Actually, wait, Yui Krupp, did he also play for Detroit? That might be a good Colorado Detroit one. Chris, do you know if Yui Krupp played for Detroit?
I don't know.
No, Yui U-W-E Krupp. I think he might have played for Detroit.
So this is the Colorado Detroit pick? Yes,
Yeah. He did.
8%.
I
like he
forgot.
also played for
but hey.
Atlanta.
All right. Anyway, I also want the 1991 to 99 2000 slot for Colorado. I just want to take it while it's on my mind.
Yep.
I want not Sandis Olzenich. Too easy.
No, do it.
To Sandis Olzenich.
Nope. IS.
It's IS.
I. There you go. Ozil. Yep, that's him.
Ayo.
Can I get 90s under 500? And let me get Walt Podubny.
90s under 500.
I'm really shocked that they don't have Colorado with penalty minutes because I could
Kevin
give you
Bieksa.
so many. Fuck Kevin Bieksa, probably Cody McLeod. Probably Cody McLeod. He has fought so many people. Put in Cody and then MC.
I checked it. He didn't fight him.
He didn't fight Cody McLeod? Okay, then Patrick Bordelot. In that 1 or 2 seasons. Patrick Bordelot, let's see it.
Incorrect.
I tried. All right, anyway.
Oh no, this doesn't look good. All right.
I'm trying to think. I don't even know when Kevin Bieksa fought. Like,
Under.
I had to look up Kevin Bieksa fights. We're not going to get any of these. Oh, God.
There you go, Adam.
what?
Oh, some people listen
Oh,
to this.
JT Comfort.
Yeah. I claim JT Comfort under Detroit and under 500 games played.
Good job. Good job.
I have no idea.
1,000 plus penalty minutes. That's got to be tough. Isn't Malkin still under 1,000?
Yeah. I'll throw one out there for 1,000 penalty minutes and fought Kevin Bieksa. I'll put Jordan Tutu. I'll bet he's up there.
That'd be
You know
funny.
what?
Yeah.
40%.
Yeah,
But
he is.
Is it possible Kevin BX
Oh
fought
wait,
himself?
I got somebody. Check the Avalanche category in Kevin Bieksa. I want to see the description. Do they had to fight them wearing that team's jersey, or did they just have to play for the team?
Fights are for regular season only and courtesy of hockeyfights.com. Fights are based on fighting majors, so two players' fight records may not match if one player received a fighting major and the other one did not. So I don't see anything saying it has to have been with Colorado.
Okay. The only other big fisticuffs guy that I can think of for the Avalanche is Darcy Tucker. So put Darcy Tucker in there.
Whee! Takir. There you go, 55.
Yeah, let's go.
Can we get any more?
Again, did Kevin BX fight his inner demons?
Has Michael Furland ever gotten over 500 games played?
No idea.
I have no idea.
1,000 penalty minutes played in the 90s. That's a tough one. Oh, I got a good one. He's got to have that, right? Oh, yeah. Can I have one for
Chris
1,000
Draper?
penalty minutes? No, I got a good one for that one.
Okay.
Can I do 1,000 penalty minutes in the 90s?
Okay.
Let me get Darius Kasparaitis.
What a name.
Love
What a
Darius
name.
Kasparaitis.
There he is. Anybody you can think of from the 90s that would have fought Jordan Tutu?
Maybe an Avalanche player when Jordan Tutu was on Detroit, but I don't know who it would have been. I would just keep naming players from Colorado until I got it right.
I think we
The
set
only
a timer
player
for
from
2 more
Colorado
minutes.
that I can name that played in the 90s is probably going to be Joe Sakic. That's about it.
Adam Foote also.
Adam Foote. Do you want me to try
Adam
one of
Foote, but I don't know. Yeah, you could try.
Under 500 games played fought Kevin Bieksa.
them?
All right, I thought
Hey!
Oh my god, he did! Let's go!
I'm gonna cheat on this one. Andy Andrioff has under 500 games played and fought Kevin Bieksa.
You know, all right, that's fine. I mean, hey, going back to Adam Foote, just as a random getting to know me thing, I'm partially named after him. That's whack, but hey, here we are.
I did also try Adam Deadmarsh in honor of you.
Lines up.
Yeah. I'm partially named after Adam Deadmarsh and Adam Foote because my dad was really obsessed with Colorado for some reason.
There's got to be
Bro.
there's got to be a flyer that we can think of that has 1,000+ penalty minutes.
Oh, I mean,
Wayne Simmons,
All right.
Bobby Clark.
Eric Lindros definitely does too, right? Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
he does.
Let's try Simmons.
Simmons probably a good one.
Yep,
Yeah.
Wayne Simmons.
1,000 penalty minutes for the Red Wings. I think we can end it on that
Chris
one.
Draper
Wait, hold on.
or Todd Bertuzzi.
Wait, there's got to be a better one. We got to think this through. Who was a fighter who played for the Red Wings? Who was
We
like...
already have a 55.
Chris
Uniqueness is
Draper?
down the drain.
Just go Draper then. Just go Draper. Yeah.
Nope.
Really?
We'll try Bertuzzi.
How about Cronwall?
Oh, Nick Cromwell. That might be a good one. Yeah,
Oh,
but
sorry.
Bertuzzi.
Bertuzzi
Oh,
was
Alright,
the
I'll
Cronwall's
take it.
second
higher,
name I
I'll
heard.
tell you.
Yeah, we are tapping out on the
All right,
Fought
we're
Jordan
done.
Tutu stat. That is
We're done.
it. We are done there.
All right.
Well, do
We got a
hang on,
13 out of
do
16
we know
on
when
the
Jordan
board. Wait, we
Tutu
have one
played?
shot left.
Yeah, in the
Wait,
2000s.
we have one shot. Let's just throw a shot out there.
Yeah.
All right,
can we-
wait.
Why don't we go till we miss? When did Jordan Tutu play?
What? He played up until like the mid-teens, I think.
Now, wait a second. Hold on. 2-2, Red Wings, or
Jordan-
Flyers. I think it's the best bet.
Yeah,
Just
Red Wings or
think of some
Flyers. A
names.
random Red Wing or Flyer that Jordan Tutu would have fought. Do you think Jordan Tutu would have fought? God, do you think he would have fought? Oh wait, we already have him on the board. You think he would have fought Draper on a different team? No, not Draper. Freaking Cronwall on a different team.
No, but I'm trying to think here.
Did Jordan
played for
Tutu
what?
fight Eric Stahl at some point?
I don't think he fought Eric Stahl.
Okay, had to try throwing random names out there.
Okay, I got one.
Yep.
Flyers. I'll bet it all here. I'll bet it all. Chris Pronger.
Hey.
Damn it.
It-
That was a good
Damn.
shot, though. That was a good shot. You got to give me that one. It was a good shot.
Yeah, we tried.
A lot of people use
Ronaldo,
Bertuzzi.
BJ Crombeen,
Yeah, a lot of people use Bertuzzi
Darcy
for
Tucker.
that,
We
fought
forgot Darcy
2-2.
Tucker.
And then
Probably.
Iginla
Yeah.
for the 90s. Ronaldo for the Flyers. Yep, there's Bobby Clark.
Yep, there goes.
19.
I like how the most guessed answer was Jordan. I like that one. I like the unique.
It was good.
one.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
Well,
fun.
that's our show for today. Powerplay Hour ends at about an hour in, a little bit over. Hope you all enjoyed. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube, on Spotify, and social media, and all that fun jazz.
Lucky
Adam
man.
lives in the Stone Age. We're done
YouTube
for this
Shorts.
one. We're gonna be taking obviously a brief holiday break next week, but we're gonna have a new trivia show in the new year coming up pretty quickly on us.
Yeah,
I've got some good categories.
watchers probably won't experience a break just because by the time I get
Yeah.
everything edited and produced, it'll be back to week.
I'd like to give a little bit of an idea of what we're gonna be doing with trivia. Just so you know, there's gonna be a
Wayne
face-off.
Gretzky is dead.
There's gonna be a face-off category, and there's gonna be a what Chris didn't know and had to look up category.
Oh
Because I've got
God.
2 of those already pre-written. That'll be the second week of January. On that note, that's all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you liked Adam's jersey, Chris's wonderful coffee mug, and my Quebec Nordiques hat.
Sam Lafferty. And
I'm kind of jealous of his hat. Not gonna
yeah.
lie.
this is from a coffee shop in Gettysburg that I loved going to and unfortunately closed in like 2021. It's a vape shop now.
This is, of course, this is from the New Jersey Boardwalk. All right, we're done for today. And
Where'd
as
you
they
get-
say,
Okay, I'm not even
what?
gonna ask.
As
I'm
they
not
say in New
even gonna ask.
Jersey, as they say in New Jersey. Goodbye.
Nice hat.
That's right. I got it literally from this
Portable.
random like surf shop on the that sells like old hats. It had like the Nordiques and they had like the old like well, yeah.
That's insane.
I don't know. I don't really like the hat though because it's one of these hats that has the buckle back. I hate those.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
like those.